as its leader books another holiday. Your first look at the big waves planned for a proposed Aldinga surf park only on 9. Plus, we're the only ones with access inside the athletes' village. See what's giving our team the Olympic edge. Brenton Raglas is live in Paris. 9 News, your news, nightly at 6 on 9 and 9 now.
Streaming live via the FIVEAA player app
on DAB Digital Radio
and on 1395 AM.
This is FIVEAA, always Adelaide.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
FIVEAA Afternoons with Stacey Lee.
Good afternoon and happy Wednesday. It's 6 minutes past 3 and we're now live on the Foodland Supermarkets Facebook and YouTube live stream, so jump on and say hi. Before the news, I was asking you, what would be your campaign song? When you become the next president of the United States, what song are you walking out on stage to? After 3:30, I'll take some more of your calls. I've got a Wallace Cinemas family pass still to give away this afternoon, so make sure you join the conversation. 8223 0000 is the number to call. Richard Pascoe's my next guest, and I know what song he'd be walking out to.
Pasco, Pasco, can you turn it off and then can you turn it on again? Hey!
Richard Pascoe, Adelaide tech guy. Hello, next president of the United States.
And a finer president they could not have, let me tell you, people. So, yes.
Oh, how are you? Have you recovered from Friday?
It was a fun day, Friday.
Yeah, the big crowd strike.
You know, and I say that, to pay tribute to all the IT people around the country who got everything back up and running. That, you went over the top. There are people there that were working like 24 hours straight to get people back. Mm-hmm. There are still issues in some businesses out there, but basically because of lack of people on the ground to go along and do it all. But it was a very stressful day for so many people out there. And people say, can it happen again? I believe it can happen again. We hope it doesn't happen again. And I'm going to say that for a couple of reasons. What happened was that CrowdStrike pushed an update out which caused all the computers to go into an endless reboot on there, which caused the blue screens of death. So they sent code out to go along and do it. Now, the European Union made Microsoft be able to give access to the most important parts of Windows for things like antivirus companies out there. Now, if they hadn't done that, Friday wouldn't have occurred.
Oh.
But it's all about giving access. So let Microsoft handle Microsoft problems. I've always been a big believer in people doing that. But the CrowdStrike thing wouldn't have happened if that had occurred.
Right.
So that's number one. Number two, I want to go back in time to this. So if we go back to 2010, McAfee actually highlighted there was a problem with Windows XP. And what they said, it was critical Windows file. Said that's a virus, and they wiped it out from an update, which caused exactly what we saw on Friday back in 2010.
McAfee is the antivirus.
It's an antivirus software who regular listeners would know. Not my favourite antivirus. But let's say, who was running CrowdStrike's founder and CEO, George Kurtz? Go back to 2010. McAfee's chief technology officer was a man called George Kurtz.
One of the same, I assume.
It's exactly the same person.
Couldn't be too many George Kurtz.
No, so yes. So I find that bit. I feel sorry for them. And people have said, it was a big event here in Australia because of the time that it happened.
Yes.
But it only boiled down to about 1% of the Windows computers around the world at the time.
Wow, it didn't feel like that at the time,
No,
did
it did not feel like that at the time.
All right, well, jump on the phone. If you've got a question for Richard, 8223 0000 is the number to call. There will be some ongoing ramifications of this. I know on the Saturday we were all in the car and my husband got a text message. CrowdStrike, to update your file, click this link.
Yeah,
And he
no.
went, CrowdStrike's sending out text messages now. And I said, no, don't click the link. Don't you know, never click a link in a text message. They're not going to send a computer update over text message, are they? And
No,
he
they're
went,
not. And so there's
yeah.
lots of instances now running around with businesses trying to be scammed. So, you know, in the fixes are all out there if you're a business. You can make a little USB key. You've got to manually go along and reboot the computer, so you do it. But there's lots of fixes out there now from Microsoft or CrowdStrike. Not text messages or emails or some bloke on the phone pretending to be from CrowdStrike.
Yeah, okay. So you also have a little reminder about paying large invoices as well. This is not to do with CrowdStrike, though, is it?
Not at all.
Okay, so this is separate,
if you're going to go along and let's say you get some building work done at your place, Stacey, and you get an email in and it's for, let's say, $40,000. Let's just pretend.
Ooh, okay.
So,
what am I doing?
Yeah.
Finally getting the pool?
Yeah, extension at the back, bit of a pool, shelter at the top.
Great.
So what you should really do is when you get that invoice in, you should go along, ring the company where you're about to pay and say, look, I'm just checking that your BSB and account number are correct.
Yes.
Because there are so many people out there getting done over this. Now, I was with a guy that does small renovations. He had sent out a couple of invoices. The invoice had been paid, but all the money had gone offshore. Now, went around. Now, he was also at fault because when I checked his computer, there were Trojan viruses on it, that we had pirated software. He hadn't done the right thing, so we cleaned all that up. But when the invoices had gone out, he's got his name there and his normal email address, let's say john@building.com.au. His email address had changed to 12674@gmail.com. That should be a bit of a giveaway when you read. Listeners have got to go along and read an invoice and go, there is something wrong here. I need to get on the phone and check.
Was he sending it out? Because I've been told not to send a Word document. It can be
Spot on.
easily changed.
Yep.
Save it as a PDF and send it as a PDF. They can still be changed, but it's a bit harder to make it look legit.
Tiny bit harder
Okay,
for them.
Yeah. But always calling and checking.
Always great. If
especially
you're going to
it's a lot of
part with,
money.
and this poor guy lost about $14,000. You know, they've been paid offshore. But I think the people that paid have got a bit of a responsibility too to have gone along and read and gone, hang on, that's not his email address.
Yeah.
Might get in contact.
Okay. Yep. Good tip. 8223 0000 is the number to call if you've got a question for Richard. Helen's in Glenelg North. Hello, Helen. How are you?
I'm good. Well, I'm sort of good. Hi, Richard.
Hi,
Look,
Helen.
I have to let you know before I start, I'm a bit of a dinosaur.
Right.
But I have been able to operate this phone for some years, but someone's been messing around with it. When you turn the phone off, it now has, it's been replaced to somewhere else. And then when I'm sending it text messages, I put the text in and it does completely different. Then it did a double text the other day without... It's all going all over.
What phone have you got, Helen?
A Samsung.
How old is it?
Oh, I just got it about 3 months ago, 4 months
That's all
ago.
right. Should be no
Yeah.
issue. Should be no. And
No.
are you using? I've got to say, and I was going to bring this up. Are you using Samsung Messages or Google Messages?
I don't know. It's just messages when I'm... You know how you press
Yep.
your message, that one.
Right.
It'd be Google, I suppose.
No, on some Samsung phones, it's Samsung Messages.
Oh,
but
okay.
Sorry
Okay.
to interrupt. Helen, do you have a radio on in the background? Can you turn it off?
Yeah, I do. I have you.
Yeah.
Is it gone away?
Yeah. Go on.
Go on.
Is that right? Sorry about that. I didn't think you could hear it.
No, that's all right. We could just hear the echo.
All right. Now we're right now then? Yeah, so it goes through Samsung then?
No, you want it to go through Google Messages, not through Samsung Messages.
Right. Well, how do I do that?
There's a Google Messages app in your apps on there. Start using that. When you open it up, it's going to say, oh, you want to use Google Messages, not Samsung.
I'm gonna say yes.
It's only started to play up lately, though.
And that's because Google and Samsung are having a bit of a talk about this, but Samsung Messages are disappearing. All right?
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Helen.
Thanks for the call. That's Helen in Glenelg North.
It's always nice to talk to multiple people in the background. Isn't it? Time. Sorry, Helen, it was a joke.
I don't like hearing myself, so I'm sorry to all of you who do. Listen, 8223 0000 is the number to call. If you've got a question for Richard, jump on the phone. And you did want to talk about that, the Google and Samsung.
I do. So on Samsung phones, look, Samsung phones, wonderfully made, lovely devices, lovely screens, awful software. Right. And I'm not the only tech person around who says that. So, Google Messages really is the platform to go along and use for that. Mm-hmm. And I'd say to you out there as well, if you're locked in the Samsung world, that's fine. I don't like the Samsung browser. I don't like Samsung Notes. I don't like the Samsung calendar on there. It's a one-way thing. So that when you come to go along and transport it to another device, there are always issues on there. And I know Samsung fans, ring me up and talk to me about it if you want. But, every client I've been to where we swap things over, we've gone, so let's say, Samsung phone to a Google Pixel phone. Yeah. Let's say when we swap it over, there are always issues with your browsing history, your notes, your calendar on there.
Oh, that's no good.
No.
Okay, that will be very annoying for people.
It is.
I would be lost if I lost all my notes.
You would be. So, yeah, but what lovely device. I think they make really nice devices, including all the new flips and folds that have just come out.
Yeah, okay. I'm looking at my notes now, 1,040 I have.
We've all got lots of notes.
I use a new note every day.
Yep.
All right. 8223 0000 is the number to call if you've got a question for Richard. We'll take some more after this.
There is care in simplicity. Our experienced team understand that keeping things simple and easy is the best approach. Visit simplicityfunerals.com.au or call us 24/7 to get started today. Simplicity Funerals. Easy, respectful, simple.
She's been by your side from the beginning. You've raised a family together, supported one another's dreams, and when things got tough, you got through it together. So this anniversary or birthday, express your gratitude and love with a handmade statement jewellery piece from Bell & Brunt, a family-owned custom jeweller with over a century of experience. Celebrate your partner with Bell & Brunt, James Place, City. Visit bellandbrunt.com.au. Crafted for generations.
Stay warm this winter with Mac Trade Services. Take advantage of huge SA government rebates on reverse cycle air conditioners. If you are a concession card holder, you can get a reverse cycle Actron air conditioner from only $599, supplied and installed. That's nearly a 70% discount off the normal price. Get in quick while stocks last. Visit the Mac Trade Services office in Rose Park or call 1300 430 917.
At MYOB, we're the OG at making tax time easy. From automating admin to pinging payment reminders for you, MYOB has everything in one place to make sure you're always ready. Because nothing beats the OG at tax time.
Who can fix the shower?
Service today.
Who can fix the power?
Service today.
Yes, we can, is what we say.
Service today.
From emergency plumbing to electrical and heating and cooling, no matter what size job you need, at Service Today, the answer will always be yes, we can. It's Service Today guaranteed, or it's free. Can you fix the shower?
Yes, we can.
Can you fix the power?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can, is what we say.
Service Today.
Look out for our bright yellow trucks.
Harvey Norman, home of the new Samsung Galaxy range with Galaxy AI. Amazing pre-order bonus offers on now. Pre-order the new Galaxy Z Flip 6 or the Galaxy Z Fold 6 and receive a bonus 1 year of Samsung Care Plus and a $400 gift card. Pre-order the Galaxy Watch Ultra and get a bonus $250 gift card. Or pre-order the Galaxy Buds 3 Pro and get a bonus $80 gift card. Hurry, offers end July 30. Harvey Norman, home of the new Samsung range with Galaxy AI. Conditions apply.
Head south as the all-new GWM Canon Alpha has arrived at Southgate GWM Ranella. Larger, smarter and gutsier than ever. Australia's first ever full hybrid ute with a combined 255 kilowatts and 648 newton metres. Also available in a turbo diesel engine with 135 kilowatts and 480 newton metres. All with 3,500 kilo brake towing capacity. Head down to Southgate GWM, 49 Main South Road, Ranella.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
5AA Afternoons with Stacey Lee.
It's 20 minutes past 3 here on 5AA, and we're in the middle of Tech Talk back with Adelaide tech guy Richard Pascoe. He's here thanks to Harvey Norman Computers, your technology specialists. So if you have a question for him, jump on the phone. 8223 0000 is the number to call. Now, Richard, you're always here giving us some advice and making us feel better, but you often make some of us upset by giving us some bad news. We've got some apps disappearing this week. May they rest in peace.
So the mail and calendar apps are going to be going by the end of the year. So if you're on Windows 10 or 11, the mail app I think is absolutely dreadful and has been dreadful since day one.
Mm-hmm.
And it says, do you want to replace it with a new Outlook on there? So for people out there, I'd say start replacing it with a new Outlook because the mail and calendar are going to go away.
Okay.
So it works very well. There is one caveat I would use in there with your calendar on there. Make sure you've got a copy of all your appointments on there because I have seen some people who've gone along and transitioned over and all your appointments have disappeared at that time.
No, that would be a nightmare.
It is a nightmare for a lot of people. So make sure that you know, you can go back for a short while as well. Go along and have a look.
Yeah.
So if your calendar's disappeared, write them down, put them else somewhere. Put them into a Google Calendar if you have to, but I have had some people where the whole where all your appointments have just gone.
Okay, and when you talk about mail and moving to Outlook, will it automatically merge? Do you have to do anything?
It does it very well. You
Okay.
press it and you put all you need to do is put your password in there. Something you should always know is your email password. Make sure it goes in there, it grinds away for a few minutes, and then Outlook basically comes to life, and you should see all of your emails in there. And if luck's with you, you'll see all your calendar appointments in there as well.
And so which calendar app is the one that's disappearing?
There's a little mail and calendar which you'll find in Windows 10 and 11.
Right.
They're going.
What would you recommend? So we know Outlook is the replacement mail. What would be the replacement calendar?
Outlook is going to do it for you as well.
Okay.
They're going to do both.
All right.
So you can click on that. You can see you can see all your emails in there. Click down on calendar and calendar.
Why do they have to do whole new apps? Couldn't they just update the
Because
old
they were
one?
terrible.
But couldn't they just change the...
But it's what companies do.
Oh.
They love coming out with things and they say it's better and it's brighter.
annoying.
You know, it's like Teams. Now, you've been on Teams, haven't you?
Oh, unfortunately, yes.
There's about 4 different varieties of Teams you can download.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's as far as there's 2 home ones and 2 work ones.
I try and avoid it as much as possible.
And good luck picking the right Teams one
Yeah, how
when
do you
somebody sends
know?
through a request.
Oh, God, what a nightmare. Okay, 8223 0000 if you've got a question for Richard. Wanted to talk about backups.
Which nobody ever does. Because they're always sure that nothing will ever disappear. So I had this conversation with the businesses actually just moved over from South Africa here to Australia, and we were talking about backups on there. Now, my preferred backup is to go along and say, we need 3 copies of everything we've got. So we need a copy on the device, we need a copy in the cloud, and a copy on a hard drive.
Oh, gosh, okay.
So the minimum is put it up. The cloud is very easy to go along and do. So you can do it with Google Drive. You can, if you're on Microsoft 365, you get 1 terabyte of storage, and everything you do on the device is duplicated and put on the cloud. So it's a really good thing to go
a fair
along.
bit, isn't it?
Oh, most people would never use 1 terabyte.
Yeah, okay.
So, you know, we get people, and, you know, you can go along and back up to OneDrive with, you know, with your phones, make sure they're all done. It turns on your photos, you know, you can back up your photos. Never ever want to lose your photos.
No.
And I've got somebody who broke the record the other day. I've got somebody 357,000 photos.
Oh, my goodness. That's huge.
It is huge.
All right, let's go to some calls. Don in Hindmarsh Island. Hello.
Oh, hello, Stacey. Nice to talk to you again. We did talk a few months ago.
Yes.
We were chatting about Liam Neeson and his special set of skills. But anyway,
Hi, Don.
I'll move on. Hi, Richard. Richard, with the advent of Windows 11 and 12 coming,
yes,
and the Windows 10 lack of support after October, there's been a lot of noise around about making like a protest motion and going with Linux.
Yep.
And, you know, the distribution that's most recommended for people changing over or wanting to change over is Linux Mint.
Yes.
Now, I'm playing around with it on a second computer just to get the feel of it. And try as I might, and much as I like the philosophies behind open source and all of the things that go with it, I'm still struggling to find it somewhat intuitive. And I'm just wondering, in your opinion, is it worth bashing my head up against the wall to learn it, or is it not? Is it more for the real diehard enthusiast rather than someone wanting an alternative to Windows?
Yeah, I've got one computer that I've got Linux Mint on there, and it's I will occasionally turn it on, Don, just to see if things have changed or I like it a bit more. The Windows 10, I wouldn't guarantee that it's going to finish, and it's next year in October next year when it finishes. There is already talk of software being available to keep it updated for a while after that. So, which is good because a lot of people have spent so much money on their Windows 10 computers, and this, even this morning there was another workaround to get Windows 10 to go to Windows 11. So,
I've already done that on I've done that on the third computer. Works really well.
Yeah, works fine, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'd stick with that at the moment. Windows, going to Linux, which is like for homeowners and things like out there, it's probably about 1% of people out there are going to go to Linux.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I just find things that are so simple in Windows that just seem to make it too much hard work.
Yeah, it's because it's all been done by geeks.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I value your opinion on that, because, like I say, I've got this enthusiasm for the theories and the philosophies behind it, but the practicalities of it don't seem to line up.
Yeah, it doesn't. And you've got to go to forums to get things done, and it becomes a bit too hard, Don, sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. No worries. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thanks for the call, Don. See ya.
No worries. Thank you. Bye.
That's Don in Hindmarsh Island. Vicky is on Kangaroo Island. We're just going around to all the island hopping this afternoon. Hello, Vicky.
Hello, Stacey and Richard. How are you?
Good, Vicky.
Good. Okay, I have a Samsung A34 phone.
Yes.
And I have my Big Pond email account on there as well as my Gmail.
Yeah.
I did an update on my phone, and now I cannot delete any emails from my phone. And they go, when I delete them, they disappear, and 2 minutes later they come back into my inbox.
Did you set them up as an IMAP account, Vicky?
Sorry, I have no idea.
So you've got a computer, Vicky?
Yes.
Right. Go to Big Pond Webmail on your computer. Have a look, make sure all your emails are sitting there first.
Yep.
Right, that will tell you if it's an IMAP or a POP. If you've only got, let's say, the last 7 days on there, then it's going to be a POP account. But if you've got all the emails from all time, it's an IMAP account.
Yeah.
Right? If it's an IMAP account, delete your email account from your phone and put it back as an IMAP account.
So you want IMAP, not POP?
Exactly right.
I want IMAP, not POP,
IMAP,
and I'm putting it back on my phone as an IMAP account.
That's right. But only if all your emails are sitting at Big Pond Webmail.
Yes. All right.
All right.
Oh, well, yes, that sounds good. I'll be very happy if that works.
Then when you delete from one, we'll delete from the other one.
Oh, fantastic.
All right. Hey, send from your phone, or we'll send from webmail, send from your computer.
Oh, that's handy.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you very much.
Good.
Lovely, thank you. Enjoy the rest of this lovely windy day.
Yes. Oh, you too, Vicky. I don't know. Well, it's probably a little bit more windy on Kangaroo Island than here, but it's a lovely afternoon in Adelaide.
It's a beautiful afternoon.
I know, but we've just ducked up to Adelaide and we can't get home on the ferry because it's so windy it's not safe.
Oh, have they cancelled the ferry?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
So I'm just going to keep calm and go and shop.
Perfect.
There we go.
I like that thinking, Vicky.
There we go.
Good luck with it. Have fun.
No worries. Thanks,
See ya.
guys. Thanks. Bye.
It's Vicky and KI, the weather.
I was nearly going to say, harden up, people. You can go across. There's only a couple of waves.
Cancelled the ferry from Adelaide. All right, so the winds are coming.
There's
if
a bit of breaking
here
news
in the
for
city.
you.
Yep.
Say yes.
The winds are on the way. Take it easy out there on the roads. And, the rain's due a bit later as well, so that might get a little bit risky. Richard, He's always here every week. Thanks to Harvey Norman Computers, your technology specialists. Thank you for coming in today.
Thank you for having me.
We got a couple of questions on the text line that have just come through that we missed out on, so I'll save them for next week.
Excellent. So
Deal.
got to get them in early, people.
You do. See you next week.
See you, Stace.
Bye. Richard Pascoe, Adelaide Tech Guy. It's 3:30. Time for news headlines. And after that, we're going to talk about the humble massage. I don't know about you. I love a massage, but they can vary. Good ones, bad ones, hard ones, soft ones. I'm going to get a massage after this. This is really just an excuse for me to get a massage. But don't worry. I've got a couple to give away for you. That's coming up.
For a unique take on everything happening in SA, join Matthew Abraham each Thursday with David and Will.
Has it been a secret that the CFMEU is just so dodgy as a union that they employ standover tactics, that they prefer to intimidate people, they bully people? Is that a surprise to the Albanese government? Was it a surprise to Peter Malinauskas?
Matthew Abraham, Thursday mornings from 7:30
on 5AA Breakfast. Always Adelaide. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Good afternoon, Mel Usher with the latest news headlines. There's been an industrial accident at Virginia involving a food wrapping machine. Vice President Kamala Harris has told a rally in the US November's presidential election is a choice between freedom and chaos. There are tributes today for British blues pioneer John Mayall, and in sport, Australia's flag bearers for the Paris Olympics opening ceremony will be named tonight. The 5AA forecast: late rain today, showers easing tomorrow 16. Right now it's 20. We'll have more news at 4 and as it happens on 5AA.
Over 50 and ready to dive into something amazing? This is for you. We're planning for your future with 2 new over 50s lifestyle resorts in Goolwa and Encounter Bay. With our vision for world-class facilities and endless activities, your next phase of life could deliver your best years yet with pools, gymnasiums, bowling, greens and more. Visit our new display centre at 1 Banfield Road, Goolwa North, or check out lakesideresort.com.au or oceanviewresort.com.au.
Respiratory syncytial virus, or RSV, is a contagious virus causing respiratory illness in older adults and even death among the frail elderly. Vaccines to fight the disease are approved overseas, but now Fusion Clinical Research is holding a trial to find a remedy for Australia. If you're over 60 and want to take part, go to fusiontrials.com.au or call 7077 6996. That's 7077 6996. You'll be reimbursed for your time.
Financial abuse occurs when someone uses money to gain control over their partner or family member. It's signs like being refused access to a joint bank account or being denied money for basic expenses. Knowing the warning signs and where to get support can make a difference to someone's life. CommBank Next Chapter is helping end financial abuse no matter who you bank with. For more, search CommBank Next Chapter. If you're in immediate danger, call 000.
At SA Lounge Suites, we know your lounge says a lot about you, which is why we offer custom-made sofas and dining tables. And we're extremely proud to stock Australian-made furniture. Our Keswick Concept Showroom offers custom-made pieces and is also home to a stunning Molmick gallery featuring sofas that are handmade in Australia. It all means we have something perfect just for you. SA Lounge Suites, located on Anzac Highway, Keswick, and at Jeps Cross Home HQ.
The Lordman & Pank sale is here. Enjoy 20% off a range of prescription glasses, prescription sunglasses and contact lenses today. Hurry, offer ends July 31. T's and C's apply. See website for details. Book an eye test today. Lordman & Pank. We care for eyes.
Feel good health catch on with Bupa. Get up to 10 weeks free when you join Bupa on eligible products. T's and C's apply. For award-winning health insurance, search Bupa 10 weeks free today.
How far would you go for your dream kitchen? And how far would you go to get 25% off? How about 15 minutes up the freeway to Balhanna Kitchens by Design? To the largest showroom in the Adelaide Hills. Custom build your dream with our award-winning designers. And get 25% off your cabinets with laminate bench tops. For a limited time, of course. Balhanna Kitchens by Design. It's not too far to go to make your dream a reality. balhannakitchens.com.au.
Always trusted. 5AA. Always Adelaide.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
5AA Afternoons with Stacey Lee.
It is 25 minutes to 4 here on 5AA on this nice warmish winter day in Adelaide. Jump on the Foodland Supermarkets Facebook and YouTube live stream because I've swapped seats. I'm sitting in the little chair. I'm usually in the big chair. But that's because we're talking massages now. We're talking physios. We're talking back and neck problems. We're talking the sedentary lives that we all live. And we're talking about it with Chris Page, who's the lead physio at Physio Extra on Pirie Street. Hello, Chris.
Hi, Stacey. How are you?
Yeah, good. How are you?
Very well, thanks. Yeah.
Thank you for coming in. Can I ask you just to move that microphone up a little bit?
How's that feel?
Yeah, that's better.
Great.
That's good. So, Chris, I feel like, and you would know a lot more about this than me, but we all live very sedentary lives now.
We do indeed, and something at work we often see, and particularly with work and people with desk jobs who haven't discovered standing desks yet, they often get very poor posture. They get sore necks, they get sore shoulders, sore upper backs, they get headaches. So there's a whole range of symptoms they get from having poor posture in the workplace.
And I've heard a term lately that I hadn't heard before, tech neck.
Yes.
I guess from looking at the phone like this all the way down all the time.
You see all the younger people who live on their phones, even the older people who live on their phones. And our life is very much around now with the phones and computers. So that's brought its own set of problems, but it keeps us certainly very busy at Physio Extra.
I just cracked my neck thinking about it. Is that a bad thing to do?
Not
if
at all.
You're feeling
not at all.
tense and you
no,
need to...
no. Your neck will crack occasionally. It's just a bit of stiffness letting go, and often you'll get better range of movement afterwards.
Yeah. Okay.
And the muscles will release.
So are you seeing very similar concerns that lots of people have, I guess, with that tech neck and the sitting at desks? And
Yeah. So it extends into their home life too. So our home lives are very much sedentary nowadays. So it's always good, from a personal point of view, and also the other physios, we're very much educating people prophylactically, preventatively to do exercises, to be aware of their posture, be that at home or indeed in the workplace.
Okay, so you're here to give us some tips.
Indeed.
I want to ask you in two different areas. Firstly,
Certainly.
is there any sort of way you can give yourself a little at-home massage, any bits of your neck or your upper back that you might be able to?
There certainly is. If I can show you, I'll
go for it.
I'll show you. So
jump on the Foodland Supermarkets Facebook and YouTube live stream.
So quite often we see the upper neck is very stiff. So what we try and do from a physio point of view, and we'll get to work on those upper neck muscles and also those joints through there.
Oh yeah,
loosening
I can
up.
feel that. That's good.
And that's on both sides. And headaches classically come from those upper three cervical vertebrae. And then there's more pain that radiates down through the trapezius. So quite often office workers will get pain down through here. They may even get pins and needles or numbness down through the arms, which we can give some stretches for, which I'll show you in a moment.
Okay.
So it's all about working those joints, loosening up, keeping all that nice and supple. On top of that, making sure that these muscles here are nice and loose.
Okay, so when you say these muscles here, it's sort of
these are the trapezius muscles, levator scapula. Now all these muscles are very much to do with the use of the arms. So if you're sitting at a desk with your arms outstretched to the mouse or the keyboard, all the stress ends up going up into this area here.
So we're talking about the part, the trapeze side, the side of your neck, the sort
Indeed.
of that goes down to your shoulder bit.
Yes,
there.
yes.
Okay.
So as a physio, I'll be educating the patient to make sure their elbows are by their side. The nice way of remembering that, of course, is a plumb line that goes down through your ear, shoulder, elbow, hip. And if you can think about that plumb line, so holding a string there, if you can maintain that lovely plumb line, then your posture is normally quite nice.
Oh, see, now I'm doing it because you're here, but usually I'm
It's
like
just
this. I'm
slouched
like
like
a
that.
hunchback of Notre Dame.
Indeed. And look, in the past, I've had people put little signs on their computers just to see, P for posture, that type of thing, or to get work colleagues to remind them. But for the first 5 minutes, it's all very, very, very well and good. But then after 5 minutes, we all slouch. So it's nice to have those reminders. So the plumb line, I find, is very good for that. From an exercise point of view, it's very much about retracting the shoulders and making sure the muscles through the shoulder blades are very strong. So it's chest out, shoulders back, and again, that plumb line is kept through that area there. Getting the chin to retract, so I might just gently push your chin in and just hold that, not too far, so you're not getting a double chin there, and that just looks quite nice.
That's a big problem I've got.
So that indeed is the perfect posture, and quite often patients will say that feels really weird.
It does.
My daughter, before she got married, she was complaining she had terrible posture, but we got her to tuck her chin in for the wedding day, and it worked quite nicely.
Great.
Yes, and we remembered that the plumb line works beautifully, so as she walked down the aisle, she remembered that plumb line, so it worked beautifully. wonderfully.
Oh, it does feel funny because it feels very look at me because you've got your chest out and your shoulders back and your neck back, but...
Indeed. So, no, it works quite nicely. So it's all about education. We can do some treatment, of course. We can get rid of the headaches. We can get rid of the pain. Another stretch we can do is if I can grab your arm, while you're sitting in the workplace, because we're working in front of us all the time, all the nerves through the arm get very tight. So we can do some lovely stretches, stretching all the neural structures.
Oh, that's nice. Okay, so I've got my arm stretched out. If you're not watching on the Foodland Supermarkets Facebook and YouTube live stream, arm stretched out, but then point your hand backwards so your palm is also out.
Yes, so you can do that on both sides at the same time, and that'll stretch. And quite often people will feel tingling or pins and needles through the hands, so it's a nice stretch to do and works quite nicely. So we can combine that, the postural awareness, the lovely stretches, the lovely strengthening. It's all about the education and making sure patients do it at home too.
Yeah, because I guess you can prevent that tech neck and that
exactly,
bad posture by doing all of that stuff, by remembering shoulders back. And
Indeed.
Okay, so you've got that exercise that you showed us with hands out. Are there any other little... If you've got 5 minutes, if you have 5 minutes just to get up and walk around, or maybe stand up at your desk and do a few little exercises.
Something we advise a lot of patients in the workplace, if they can try a standing desk, that's always very good. And it's not the fact they're standing, it's more the fact they're changing between the two, and just that lovely change. And so you might just use a standing desk in the morning, you might use it in the afternoon, just as a bit of a change of posture. It's always good to get up every 30 minutes and go to the water cooler, go to the bathroom, wherever you need to go and have a chat to somebody, but just move. Don't get stuck. It's very easy for at work to get stuck in one posture and you just become slouched and slouched and slouched. And it doesn't make a difference over 1 week, but over 10 years, you end up with a permanent view of your feet. So you'll get very slouched. So it's all about getting back, all about those shoulder blades coming back as much as we can.
Okay, all right. And so then this is the preventative that we're talking about, but then if it does get worse, if you end up after 10 years looking at your feet, that's also where Physio Extra comes in.
Indeed.
People can come in and get a massage or get some...
As a physio, we mobilise, we stretch, we can do massage too. We have a masseuse over there that also does massage. So it's the whole gamut of physical things that we can do to make sure your posture and indeed any injury you have can be fixed, and make sure it doesn't come back also. So yes, it's treatment, but it's also making sure the education is there too. Because
one of those things I think you take for granted, your mobility and you being able to focus and not having the headaches until you can't use it, or until you have the headache or the migraine, and until you're not as mobile, or you've done something to a muscle in your neck and you think, oh, I took it for granted when I could move my neck around without pain.
I think like all things, we take it for granted until it goes wrong. And look, another thing is when you go for a walk, make sure you look out and about. All right, all of us when we're walking, we tend to look at the floor and walk along, slouched over. So making sure you're up nice and tall, up and about, and it works quite nicely.
Okay, and so obviously we have to use our phones.
Yes,
it's just it's 2024. It's what we do. And a lot of people sit down and they look down and they look at their phone and they type down. And sometimes at night now, I'm laying on the couch and I'm holding my phone up like this in front of my face. And my husband looks at me and he's like, what on earth are you doing? You're such a weirdo. But I just don't want to be looking down all the time.
At the very worst, if you are down in front of you, just make sure that your chin is the pivot point. So you're pivoting there, not slouching to look down. So you're making sure the chin is the pivot point.
So just moving the head, keep the shoulders back.
And then at the best, if we can get the phone up so it's more in front of you, which means more strength through the shoulders. And then also with lever arms, if your arm is away from the body with a long lever arm, then the phone, in essence, through physics, becomes more heavy. So if we can keep it nice and close, that's also better. And that means the shoulders...
That's not like a little weight? You could do little weights with your phone at night?
You could do, but you may end up with a problem and have to come and see us. So.
Okay, all right. So, avoid doing that.
Indeed, yes. No, so that works quite nicely.
Oh, all right, Chris, that has been very handy.
Thank
you so much for coming in.
Thanks for having me on.
And the team at Physio Extra have been generous enough to give us 2 1-hour massages, 2 1-hour massages to give away. They can be used at any of the Physio Extra clinics, so down at Perry Street where Chris is the lead physio, or you can use it at Norwood, Marion, Hallett Cove, Seaford, Victor Harbour. Give us a call, 8223 0000 if you want one of those 2 1-hour massages, and we'll give them away this Savo.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chris. Really appreciate it.
Indeed, thank you.
All right, well, it is 3:45 here on 5AA. After this, I still want to take some more of your calls. I'm asking you, what would your campaign song be? We're heading into the US election. Beyonce has just given Kamala Harris the rights to use her music catalogue in the lead up to her election, or in the lead up to her campaign. I want to know, what would your campaign song be? Pat is in the studio, producer Patrick Goldsmith. Hello, Pat.
Afternoon, Stacey. I'm very jealous of you getting the insights
Getting a little bit of...
and a little bit of work done on the shoulders.
Yeah, I know. It was nice. Feels good. Might need to go in for a full 1 hour.
Well, you can't take those vouchers. Those are for the people that are
Okay,
calling in.
all right.
I'm enjoying this topic this afternoon, though,
Are you?
of what song you'd walk out to. And I've gone local. I've gone Adelaide-based. Or not Adelaide-based, Australian-based, sorry.
Can I introduce you before you play it? Go on.
Yeah, go on.
Continue.
Well, yeah. So this is a band that I've seen live.
Uh-huh.
And do you know where I'm going? You wouldn't
No.
know. You would have no idea where I'm going. Well, you can introduce me.
Okay, all right. Here he is, the next president of the United States, Patrick Goldsmith.
So it's Ice House.
Yes.
Good Sydney band. And I just think the message fits well. We can get together. We can get together. It doesn't always have to be so doom and gloom, guys.
That's true. Doesn't need to be divisive.
It doesn't need to be divisive.
Not sure. I'm glad you're using it after you become president, though. I'm not sure it's going to be a real big rile-up song in the lead-up.
You don't reckon?
Well, would you vote for a leader who said, "Oh, let's work together"?
Yes.
Or would you vote for a leader who says their policies are terrible? Vote for mine.
Yeah, okay, maybe you're right.
No. Look, maybe people want a collaborative leader like you.
Well,
Maybe
let's
I've-
just say I'm never going to ever be in that position.
Maybe I've been
In
looking
any
at politics
capacity.
too long and it's too divisive. Maybe I'm a bit jaded.
No, I think you're right.
All right, give us a call, 8223 0000. What would your campaign song be? I'm taking more calls after this.
Every South Australian deserves a place to call home. That's why the state government has developed the Housing Roadmap, releasing land to build tens of thousands of homes and training the workers to build them, investing in the infrastructure we need and fast-tracking planning approvals. We're making big moves now to build more homes for this generation and the next. To learn more, visit housingroadmap.sa.gov.au. A message from the Government of South Australia.
Treat your family and friends to something a little fancy from FIVEAA, your family liquor stores. If you relish your winter reds and you like them full-bodied, we have SA-made Shiraz, Cabernet Sauvignon and Malbec for you. A great way to warm up is with a dram of whiskey, and we have many great Australian distilleries with their own distinct flavours. Beer tastes change too, but you're covered with local craft stouts and porters. FIVEAA, your local independent SA family liquor store for over 45 years.
At Simplicity Funerals, we have been keeping funerals simple and easy for over 40 years. Visit simplicityfunerals.com.au or call us 24/7 to get started today. Simplicity Funerals. Easy, respectful, simple.
On the lookout for a new Nissan Qashqai? Look no further than Adelaide Hills Nissan. We've got stock available now at incredible prices with unbeatable Adelaide Hills Nissan service. Come see Tian, Simon and our local team at Adelaide Hills Nissan in Bridgewater. LMVD 325189.
Harvey Norman, home of the new Samsung Galaxy range with Galaxy AI. Amazing pre-order bonus offers on now. Pre-order the new Galaxy Z Flip 6 or the Galaxy Z Fold 6 and receive a bonus 1 year of Samsung Care Plus and a $400 gift card. Pre-order the Galaxy Watch Ultra and get a bonus $250 gift card. Or pre-order the Galaxy Buds 3 Pro and get a bonus $80 gift card. Hurry, offers end July 30. Harvey Norman, home of the new Samsung range with Galaxy AI. Conditions apply.
And this is 12 Stella Street. It's a gem. What we have is a cast stone heritage fence with solid columns, sandstone inlays and stunning wrought iron fencing. Magnificent. Cast stone has such curb appeal.
And the house?
The house. Oh, I'm sure there's one back there with bedrooms, a kitchen I imagine, but the cast stone fence.
Cast stone. You haven't finished it until you've fenced it. View the gallery at caststone.com.au or arrange a consultation.
Your local IGA's now got all you need for your baby, and for a limited time you'll find the Huggies Lion King range in store, celebrating 30 years of Disney's Lion King. Get your little one into these roaring designs while they last. IGA, where the little locals matter.
Time is running out to buy $2 tickets in the People First Community Lottery and help your local community. Ticket sales close July 25, so act now for a chance to win. Go to communitylottery.com.au. T's and C's apply. SA Lottery Licence number M14521.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
5AA Afternoons with Stacey Lee.
It is 11 minutes to 4 here on 5AA. I'm taking your calls this afternoon. I want to know what would be your campaign song if you won the next presidential election in the United States. What song are you walking out to? 8223 0000 is the number to call. Anne's in Valley View. Hello, Anne.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? I'm getting excited.
I would play I Am a Woman by Helen Reddy.
Oh. I am woman, hear me roar, in numbers too big to ignore, and I know too much to go back and pretend, 'cause I've heard it all before, and I've been down there on the...
I think you'd have so many people singing along with you, Anne.
Yes, it's a very good song.
It is. I like that one. Well done.
I'd love Kamala Harris to have that when she beat Trump.
I reckon she'd like that. You think she'll beat him?
Seems to be going in the right direction, but I'd love to see anyone beat him. Sorry.
Fair enough. No, that's all right. Appreciate the call, Anne. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
That's Anne in Valley View. I Am Woman is her one. All right, Shane is in Rose Park. Hello, Shane.
How you going?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, very good. Sorry to your last caller, but she's got no chance. Trump's going to win easy.
That's all right.
It's already been written.
Go on, tell me. When you become the President of the United States, what song are you walking out to?
I'll throw it back to the Killers, but we'll go one better. We'll go Mr. Brightside. I think it's got Trump written all over it.
They'd be turning the music down and I'd be going, no, turn it back up.
Yeah, I'll be making sure it stays up.
Yeah, it's a good song.
Shane Tredders here, mate. I've just jumped in before the sports show.
How are we going, Tredders? You're a legend, mate.
Yeah, I'm good, mate. I'm good. But I'm just thinking, and I know it's a sore point for Crows fans, but talk about Jack Rewalt's day. They win their first flag. He sings with a rock band at the MCG to a stand. A full stand. It is unbelievable. Talk about dreams coming true on one day.
Yeah, that would do it, Tredders. That would make it.
Thanks for the call, Shane. Really appreciate it.
No worries.
See ya. 8223 0000 Tredders. I don't even have to ask.
Some of us don't.
You were there. Two worlds colliding.
All the Crows fans on the Foodland Supermarkets, Facebook and YouTube live streamer, cursing us.
Yeah, that's true. But it's funny you mentioned that what's happening in America at the moment with Trumpy. The other day on Twitter, I saw Nessun Dorma, which is the opera song, which was famously sung by Pavarotti. And he had that at one of his rallies. So I popped on Twitter, I thought, what's he got an opera song for?
Who, Trump had it at one of his rallies?
Trump had it played at one of his rallies.
Here it is, hold on. No, he didn't. Did he?
He did.
What were his fans doing? The Republicans?
Is that the end? He's just walking off with his fist
Really?
up. Yeah.
With the bandages on their ears and
yeah.
Did I see people wearing cheese on their heads at his rallies?
I don't know. He's going to get in on the street.
Draped in the flag.
He's going to get in, isn't he?
I think he will. Well, you know what? A couple of days ago, I would have said it's a shoo-in. But seeing the amount of money that's gone into Kamala Harris's campaign...
Did someone say 100 million in donations in a day?
Oh, was it that much?
That's what I'd say.
Wow.
I'm using X as my force of reference, though.
Formerly Twitter.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. The outlet where you can buy a tick now. I never know what to believe on there. And this is
Buy a tick.
This is what was really difficult on Friday with the CrowdStrike issue, because as a journo you need to get your information quickly, but you also need to check your sources. And I'm looking at it going,
I've been caught so many times with the Tom Brown brackets parody account.
Parody account.
And I'm like, what? The AFL's done what?
Yes. No, you can't. And this is the thing. It gets really
Yeah.
It's fraught. It's very, very fraught.
But hey, I've got a question for you.
Okay.
And I've just posed this with Rowey. Out the back as we prepare for the show, we'll speak to Jimmy Bartell, we'll speak to Will Day, the young hawk. GWS, which Jimmy Bartell is a board member of, have floated with the AFL about putting names on jumpers. Do you like?
I love it.
See, I don't.
You don't?
Yeah. I get there's a commercial aspect, but for me, when it was at St Michael's or Grange Primary and 2 schools I went to, who wears 4 for St Kilda? Tony Lockett. Who wears 6 for the Crows? Tony Modra.
Oh, you got to quiz each other.
Who's 11 for the
Magpie,
Port Magpies? Scotty Hodges. So it was sort of like this Who Wants to Be a Millionaire or Sale of the Century.
How much do you know?
How much do you know? It was a little bit of a beat of the chest.
But as a player, would that not have meant so much to you at that jersey presentation where you get your first game and someone hands you the Guernsey with your name and your number on it?
Yeah, I haven't thought of it that way because
If you
always
have your
you just
name on
had
it,
your number.
Frame it. So I dated a rugby league player in Sydney, and he had his first Penrith Panthers jersey with his name on it and his number framed and blah, blah, blah. It was torn off on the first game, you know, classic league.
Yeah.
But it's special.
Well, because you look at all the other sports. You know, Kobe Bryant famously went from 8 to 24 by memory. There was a commercial element to that.
Yeah.
So then maybe you could go back and be a Saints fan and still pay to get Plugger's name on your jumper if you want to do the historical thing.
Yeah.
So I get me being a board member of Port would go, what are you doing? You're getting us out of money. But the AFL would have to approve it, and there's word that they may not. But do you reckon fans would love it or not?
I reckon they'd love it.
If I asked my son, I reckon he'd be absolutely yes. But for the old die-in-the-wall, soon-to-be 50-year-old man, 4 years away, and don't change the game, leave it as it is, says to me no.
Back in my day, we didn't have that.
Well, I think we'll get it. It's going to be interesting. We
I
might
like
ask that
it.
question tonight on the sports show.
Oh,
What
I
do
can't
the
wait
fans
to
want?
hear. I can't wait to hear that.
So you're an absolute yes.
I'm for it. I'm totally for it. Plus, it'll also help me work out which ones the players are.
Well, yeah, as time goes on, that gets harder.
It does.
The more that wear headbands and have blonde hair and
And all the
everyone's got
tats.
different coloured boots and sleeve tattoos, you're like, yeah, he's taking them out. Oh, he's not
Oh, the
playing
one with the
this
mullet.
week.
Oh, they've all got mullets.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm looking forward to hearing that
Dealing
after
with the
4.
big issues tonight.
It's good. Rowey and Tredders sports show after
Never
4.
tear us apart.
They can never. No, I'm not putting it on. 4 o'clock news here on 5AA. But just a reminder, you know how big this week is. It's a huge week here on 5AA because KG's turning 85 and it'll be live conversations with Cornsey from 12:30 on Friday. They'll be live at the Kent Down Hotel right here on 5AA. It'll be on the Foodland Supermarkets Facebook and YouTube live stream as well. It's all happening at the Kent Down Hotel. Check out their award-winning bars, restaurants, al fresco streetscape balcony, 250-seat function room. They've got it all. So do Tredders and Rowey, and they're on after 4. Thanks for all of your calls. Oh, I forgot to give away the Wallace Cinemas Family Pass today. It's going to Emmy in Adelaide. Her campaign song was Queen. We are the champions. I don't think you can go past that. So congratulations, Emmy. Wallace Cinemas Family Pass. Mitcham, Mount Barker, Piccadilly, Noarlunga. Wallace.com.au for all session times. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
5AA News has always been Adelaide's most trusted source of news and information for the people of South Australia. And in 2024, we're taking news to the next level. Joining me